Well, hello and welcome to Gmodism Total Nerdery channel. This is a short little video about what I have been up to in StarMade lately. Lately I caught a little cold, but finally I got a little well, so I make this short little video for you. I have been making a target practicing or target test thing. It's basically a framework of targets where you can test your weapons. I've also made a little test platform that has the base weapon size of 80, meaning that the weapon plus a combo weapon and an effect is a weapon size of 240 in total. So it's a pretty sturdy weapon rig, especially after the update. It has all the 3 base weapons and the effects, plus a couple of extra missiles to carry. In any case, the main part about this little pack is of course this little target here. And what you notice straight away, I guess, is my beautiful little yellow submarine. This is basically a little test target. It's a small ship, a mock ship basically. So we have 1 layer of standard armor and we have 1 layer of advanced armor layering that. Then we have some further basic armor and we have thrusters in between, and same on the other side, and crystal armor as glassed there. But of course there are many different kinds of targets on this thing, and if you can see the little image before you, you can see that this thing here has a shield that shields part of this. It's marked with this little yellow lines here, what is inside. Like this is the inside of this little shield area. It's a fairly weak shield, but it was harder to make it too big to not, include the entire thing. It's just to test, basically, smaller weapons from the shields. And here we have the reactor as well. And some different types of armor. After the QuickFire, stuff works in an entirely new way, why I made this new little target here, of course. And looking at the other targets here we have the 3-layer armors. This is 3-layer basic hull and then this little mesh on the back just to see if it basically hit the thing the armor is supposed to protect. So if it hit, the mesh will get damaged there. And this three layers of basic hull, and then we have 1 layer of armor, 2 layers of hull, which would be like pretty standard ship armor, I guess. And then we have some little better ship armor, 1 layer of standard armor, and 1 layer of advanced armor, and 1 layer of hull. And as you know, after the QuickFire update, the advanced armor is no longer the armor that's best to meet shells directly. It's pretty brittle actually, it's better supporting things behind it instead. And here you have a very basic kind of docked armor. It's 1 sheet of armor on another armor, and then we have advanced armor backing that armor piece. So of course they shouldn't add armor stacking on top of each other because we have 1 plate docked. But, docked armor has its advantages because it lets acidic spread less, basically. In any case, then I also tried this spaced armor, 3 layers of space, just to, spread out the explosive damage from missiles, for example. And then we have the 5 armors. Here we have 5 layers of basic hull. Here we have 2 layers of armor, 3 layers of hull. And the hull doesn't have any kind of armor stacking. They also don't back up these. They do, however, absorb a lot of HP. The hulls, or these basic armor, they're called basic hull, basic armor, does have the highest HP value now. Armor doesn't have as much HP. Advanced armor has the least HP. Why? They are kind of brittle, but they have a good armor stacking bonus. So leaving these behind these, you can see this is a pretty advanced piece of of armor. We have 2 layers of standard hull, 2 layers of advanced hull, advanced armor, I mean, and 1 layer of basic in the back here. So this is pretty sturdy indeed. Here I tried a little interesting thing. We have we have advanced armor, and then we have standard armor in front of it. Then these 2 gray sheets, they are docked. So they are docked in 2 like layers here to kind of spread out the damage a little bit. Will do kind of well against certain shells, but... And here we have 5 layers of spaced standard armor. And I find that the spaced armor seems to be doing pretty well against missiles. I guess just because they take up more space. Then we have 20 blocks of thrusters, just like that, to test things against system blocks, exposed system blocks directly. Here we have some pretty darn heavy hull. This could be some cruiser hull or something, some really heavy armor on some enormous ship, just to try out the bigger weapons. 4 layers of the oh no, I mean 3 layers of standard, 2 layers of advanced backing that up. Then we have hull, some systems like in between, you maybe would have some random spacing block, and then we have further basic, some thrusters, a basic slab again, and like that. So we have a pretty thick hull there, just to test out against the more heavy stuff, you know. And this is of course inside a shield range, but can be good to try on a little sandwich armor type like that. And also we have the pretty basic hull, advanced, standard. Like layering armor is what you want to do now, by the way. Hull is kind of necessary because it has the HP. So here we have 1 layer of hull, 1 layer of standard, 1 layer of advanced, and here we have two layers of basic, standard, advanced, just like the other one. To try out mainly some smaller weapons, but also to make you really see that advanced armor really can't take too much hits, that it really isn't the best fronting armor, because that was something I wanted to try myself. Here is my try of developing an anti-missile armor. It's 2 layers of hull, and then we have 2 layers of standard, and then advanced backing that. So we basically have like 2 layers of hull, supposed to eat up most of the damage done by the missile. And that's basically the idea behind my little testing rig, or the target here. So well, here we have this little beauty, and this is of course what can test out stuff. So this is the main systems on the top, and then we have the backup systems on the bottom, and these can be connected around, and we also have effect. So let's do like this. We take a cannon, and connect up some EM effects, so we have a really fast shooting one. Then we have a missile. We connect up the beam as support, and I don't know, let's boost that heat. Then we have the beam, and let's make a charge, connect up the missile as support, and select it to be kinetic for no better reason. Okay, now we have 3 weapons here, which we should test out. I won't test all the weapons now, but just to give you an idea. And then we can shoot at this little shield piece here. You can see that the shield is already down, and we are starting to eat. Oh, we already ate through the weapon here, yes. And of course, you know, these weapons are pretty massive, 240. So they do deal some damage. And well, since we have EM boosted, can we still do damage towards regular blocks like this, and you can see, yes, we can. But of course, if we go, oh, I forgot one slab. This thing is standard, advanced in a really thick slab with a little basic on the back. This is like godly armor, nothing you would encounter. If you shoot at this, you can see we don't do any damage at all. The shots are so weak compared to this armor stacking that it basically does nothing. So that's something the new armor stacking update does. If it's too much, it won't budge much. This one, however, you can see it melt through pretty easily. I would suspect because they are spaced like that. It's a disadvantage when against cannon weapons. However, if we check this kind of battleship hull thing, we need to fire a lot on the same place to get anywhere. So of course it's not much more than this, but it really has the advantage here since it's a stacking bonus. And then we have this one. Take some little shots to get through, but again the stacked armor doesn't do great against cannon. We'll go towards this one. You can see now it's not that thick, it's just 2 layers of standard, 2 layers of advanced, but this kind of armor plate is pretty sturdy, like damn. So it will absorb almost all of the damage. It's pretty well put together piece of armor. It's not gonna budge easily. But of course, if we go over to this corner, we have the standard armor here. It's just 1 layer, it just goes through it like, I don't know, dough. No problem, you know. Anyways, here we have the charge up kinetic damage beam, and kinetic is supposed to do much damage against things like this, so let's fire it. Oh lords. Here you can see this single shot raked straight through this thing and destroyed so much. And that's a powerful weapon. If we go down on this, however, let's see if it can deal some damage here. Oh yes. So even on this battleship armor, it's a pretty big weapon though, you know. And it's kinetic, so it's not the best against armor. That is heat. Here we have a lock-on missile that's supposed to be bad against armor. And I suppose we need to make it not be locked on. And just fire one there. So here you can see a heat-reinforced missile took these 2 layers clean off. Nice. Instead we have this 5-layer armor here. Bam. You can see it took 1 layer, and since we had space there, it detonated in the front. And here's what I mean, it's really nice against spaced, it's really nice to have spaced standard armor against missiles, but you can see this puny little cannon could go straight through it, how easy as, you know, nothing. So that's pretty interesting with the armors and stuff. Anyhow, let's just try, shoot some of these. Here we had against the docked armor. So the docked plate took almost all of the impact and it didn't transmit to the second. Let's see if this reinforced armor plate does better. You can see the reinforced armor plate did much worse indeed. The entire advanced armor behind it, it's only the HP from those that could actually absorb it. Okay, so what about my anti-missile armor? Well, you can see that the 2 layers of basic hull did take 1 of these missiles and ate it up completely. So basic is pretty damn nice against armor. No, basic armor, I mean, is pretty damn nice against missiles because they absorb the HP. And when we're through, however, you can see that the second shot, damn, just ate through the entire standard armor and the one behind it, getting through to the advanced armor, not good. So it's pretty like a pretty good idea to have, you know, it's basically, they're thin, but they're 2 layers. The outermost layer is pretty thin, but it's 2 layers of basic armor there. Really takes one shot cleanly off. That's nice. Here we can see on this one, however, this is some pretty sturdy armor. The other ones wouldn't budge, but this is a heat reinforced missile, and it really ate a pretty deep hole here, you know. If you'd had 2 of these and just spam a couple of them, you'll be through this plate in not too long. Oh well, that's cool and all. Let's check out how our little ship, mock ship, does. I think we're very close to the edge of the sector. Now let's charge up this thing and fire here. And how about this machine gun thing? This is very interesting. That just started to spin for no reason. That ain't make no sense. Well, StarMade is mystery. Oh god. The Alt mouse turning ability has been so slow that you have to use the Q and E, except it's impossible to stabilize without V. I think ship controls has become a lot worse. Anyways, since this stopped spinning, let's check out. This beam went straight through the ship, so a 240 big, you know, with all the support and effects, 240, that's how I count. Total weapon size is only that counts. Damage per second, no one cares, that might change. Weapon size, it won't change. So that's how I count. So anyways, it just went straight through. Very powerful short range beam. Here you can see this missile went cleanly through this hull but exploded on it, so it, you know, didn't penetrate. But remember that, you know, that is a heat reinforced missile too. In any case, if you want to connect up some other weapons here, it's very easy. Select the main system, hook up the secondary one, just like that. We can even hook up this to be a bomb and the beam to be a continuous beam. Continuous anti-armor beam as we connect up heat. Missile. We select this to be kinetic. And the cannon, let's set it to be nothing. Okay. So here you can see, now we have a much more powerful cannon. Let's shoot through here. Bam! And you can see now we got a straight penetrating shot, but it didn't go through. So this is still some pretty thick armor, of course. Let's check it towards some other type of armor, like this one. Bam! Now then, nope. Straight through, and it even started to do more damage when it's penetrated a little bit. So of course you probably want to spawn a new one for each test you do, but oh well. Okay, this one then. Here we can see it's not docked armor, this is a sturdy piece. It holds together pretty well, just a little dent. If we fire the exact same place again, of course, we will get through and it even will do quite some damage, but that's not likely to happen. So very good setup for an armor, this. If you have, you know, the ability. A little thinner armor, well, went through. So we don't need to bother to test the other ones really when we know this. And of course, it will go straight through plates like this. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Okay. So an anti-armor beam, does it actually perform? Not as quick as one would want. Oh, here we have something. When it's spaced armor, it can eat through it directly, as well as docked armor, just eating through it there. And here we have this one, this pretty sturdy plate we talked about. Now we have to work a little bit. If we go to this one, we also gotta work a little bit. It's a sturdy piece of armor. Basic hull, however, well, that's just damage absorption. So, you know, we need to work a little while to get through, of course. This then. As you can see. And this is so thick, we'll probably have to zap forever to get anywhere. Nah, not worth it. Anyways, bombs are pretty impressive. So, let's fire a bomb. Bam. That's some damage. That's bombs for you. They're pretty insane. We can zap away much. And we can see this little beauty here. Just whoop, straight through. Beautiful. Well, I guess that's the little video. I just wanted to show you this little testing rig, and you can download it from my StarMade doc, link in description. So, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in future videos. Gmodism, signing out.